If you want to maximize your card collection for the Lost Caverns of Ixalan, I'm going to share with you my method, the method that I follow to complete the set as much as possible, and the method I also recommend for the majority of other players. So let's break that down. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we're going to break down basically my free-to-play budget economy card collection strategy for when new sets come out, and specifically for Lost Caverns of Ixalan. So the first thing you want to do is to make sure that you get the Mastery Pass. So the Mastery Pass gets you so much value that you want to make sure that you can spend your 3,400 gems on getting the Mastery Pass. You could also get the Mastery Pass pre-order bundle, which is $15, give you the Mastery Pass, which is the best rate of gems to dollars that you're going to get anywhere else. If you haven't got that, you'll just have to buy the Mastery Pass with your gems. Either way, it's the best value of anything if you know you're going to complete it, and even if you don't complete it, it's going to be worth quite a lot. But in order to complete it, all you generally need to do is get about 15 wins in a week, so roughly 2 a day, and then you'll get there by completing your quests, completing your weekly wins to give you all the XP you need to get to the end of it. I'm going to break that down in another video in more detail, but in general, with the Mastery Pass, you want to make sure you get it, and as long as you're playing enough to get 15 wins in a week, then it's going to be really worth it for you. If you're not entirely sure if it's going to be worth it for you, if you're not sure if you're going to get those 15 wins per week as a minimum, then what you can do is wait until the end of a set and you can see everything that you've unlocked, and then you could decide to purchase the Mastery Pass then and see everything along the bottom track that you're going to unlock, so you know exactly what you're going to get before you spend the gems. I don't necessarily recommend that, but if you're not entirely sure if it's going to be worth it, that is the safest way to play it. Then what you need to do is decide whether you're going to draft the set at all, using ideally gems that you have that are spare apart from the Mastery Pass, or draft tokens if you have them. I've got a few of these saved up, so I'm going to use them, but I also have gems I could use if I didn't have the draft tokens. If you're confident you're going to get at least 3 wins on average for draft events, or if that's your previous record, then I recommend doing Premier drafts as soon as possible. You can do it straight away as soon as the set is released, and you can start building your collection that way. The order of resources I would spend on that are draft tokens first, and then gems if you run out of draft tokens, and you can then spend gold if you run out of the gems, but I generally save my gold for packs. But if you don't have any gems and you want to draft, then you can spend it in gold, and it's not that much worse, just a little bit worse. And if you're not as confident in drafting, or you think you'll get fewer than 3 wins on average, then you can do quick draft events instead. But they start on the 23rd of November for Ixalan, which is a week after the release date, and only run for 2 weeks. There's like a 2-week window. Later on, there is another 2-week window later on in the schedule. So your timings are a bit more restricted if you want to do quick draft. It means you can't do it straight away. So it's kind of this awkward time where you have to wait to do quick draft. So that's one reason why Premier Draft is also better. But if you think you're not going to get 3 wins, or if you're not likely to get more than 3 wins, if that's kind of your previous record, then quick drafts are safer. There's half the entry cost, and the rewards are not that different for the first few wins. It's only after 3 wins that Premier Draft becomes a lot better. So if you can't do Premier Draft, or you're not sure about it, quick draft is a good alternative. There will also be a Midweek Magic event on the 21st to the 23rd of November for Ixalan Constructed, where you create a deck out of the Ixalan cards you've collected so far. And if you don't have much of a collection by that point, the only option really is to craft maybe a decent budget deck using mostly commons and uncommon wildcards that you have, just to get your wins in for the event, and you get your 2 rare card rewards so you don't miss out on those. If you've done any quick drafts, or if you started any drafts, you will have those cards added to your collection, so you could basically build a deck around that. If you just do quick draft, get those cards in your collection, then build a deck around that for Constructed. I think the timings just about work out for that. You don't really want to miss out on the 2 free rare cards, so I'd recommend, if you can't do that, at least craft something if you have common and uncommon wildcards, just to get some daily wins. Once you've spent any spare gems on draft events, or you just want to move on to crafting new decks with the new cards, which is one of the things I like to move on to as soon as possible, then it's a good time to open any packs that you've collected for the set. Now, opening the packs after doing a bunch of drafts means that you'll get the most benefit out of the duplicate protection, because if you pick a rare or mythic that you already have 4 copies of in a draft, you'll just get a few gems back, which isn't very much considering what you put in. But if you open a rare or mythic that you already have 4 copies of from a pack, then you'll just get a different rare or mythic instead. So it will help you build out your collection a bit more and give you more variety of cards, which I think is really important if you want to start building different decks. The target I set for myself is to do about 10 premier drafts on my account before I get to this stage, and I aim to have around 100 packs to open before I open any, just to give myself a fun number to aim towards. But you can do whatever works for you. In general, it's just better to do your drafting, get that out of the way, and then open your packs later on. I do also use any spare gold I have from daily quests and my wins to buy big bundles of packs in the store for extra value. I usually go for the bundle where you pay 45,000 gold and you get the 45 packs, but you also get one additional rare, which is just thrown in on top of the other 45 packs. So it's a tiny bit of extra value, and it normally gets me to those 100 packs, so I can just open 100 in one go. If you don't have 45,000 gold, if you just want to buy a bundle of 10, you're not really missing out on that much value. It's just a nice little bonus to get the extra rare. By following this method for Wilds of Eldraine, I've actually unlocked 95% of the set, so that's all the commons and uncommons, and then almost all of the rares and a good deal of the mythics as well. And I didn't spend any money at all on the pre-order bundles or anything else for the Wilds of Eldraine. This is just from it was actually 9 premier drafts. I didn't get to do 10. 9 premier drafts at around a 56% win rate, which worked out pretty well. And then just opening packs that I bought with the extra gold. And even though the Wilds of Eldraine set is now kind of not the most recent, and now Ixalan's most recent, it doesn't mean that the Wilds of Eldraine set is going to stay at 95% for me, because I'll also get some Wilds of Eldraine packs from future mastery passes over the next few sets. So that will help get a few extra rares and mythics to fill out this collection, because they're duplicate protected. So that's always going to add to these rares and mythics here. And potentially any other rare or mythic ICRs I get at any point in the next year or so could potentially be one of these Wilds of Eldraine rares or mythics that I'm missing. Because I have so many that are completed, more likely some extra gems, which I'm okay with at this point, because the extra gems, 20 gems for rares and 40 gems for mythics, will just add to my gem collection so I can spend it more on drafts on the next set. But it means that I have pretty much everything I'd ever want from Eldraine to just build, my own decks. I can pretty much build anything I want, and I didn't have to spend anything at all on the set. Obviously, I have these rewards left over. I have my gold left over, my gems left over. I have lots of draft tokens left, and I have a reasonable amount of wild cards left for the next set. And I'm not even particularly good at drafting, but this is just the method that I follow. I don't get 15 wins a day. I get on average probably about 4 wins a day, but there are days when I don't play as well. So it's not like I'm constantly trying to get absolutely everything out of the game. I just try and follow a smart strategy that makes the most of my time and happens to be free as well. And hopefully you can do the same. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you think this is a good strategy, maybe you get more than 95%, maybe doing extra drafts would be a good idea to basically get that pretty much to 100. I would love to know what you think, so let me know in the comments below. And don't forget, you can like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. Have a look at the Patreon link in the description if you want to help support my content and my channel as well, for all the things that I put out for free. Thanks for watching this video to the end, and I will see you in the next one.